Ooh, welcome back to another episode of the Big Comfy Couch, aka Therapy, the Divine Mind Podcast. Thank God. We thriving. We kicking. We moving. We kicking. We doing stuff. We stomping things. And I say we because y'all on the journey with me. We on a journey together. And I just yeah, I'm happy. Thriving. God good. All the time. And I think that this is gonna be a good episode. It's gonna be a good one. All of them are good ones. I'm specifically excited though about this one because I have finally made the switch and like it's registering. I'm an educator. To me. And this is not just a podcast. It's not just a platform. Because I've been posting stuff on the internet since if y'all were there, E-Bombs World. Like Crushbot, AOL Dollar with a big computer. And AOL had to like the bandwidth was not even really just not even I've been doing this for so long that I don't know, I feel like I've been doing this for so long and I'm finally figuring out that you really gotta do something that you love. And I pat myself on the back because you're supposed to really I feel like it's important to just be happy and like really embrace the moments that you in. And I feel like I feel like I'm speaking in bullet points, but my point and the overarching point, I'm happy. And yeah, so first and foremost, thank God we here. Episode, ooh, I believe 13, 14. It'll be listed. But episode, yeah, we here. This episode is um I think like I was saying, I decided or made kind of a switch in my mind. So like, okay, what do I want? What is it that people want me to talk about? Like, what is it that people might want to hear? What is it that people might be excited to say? That doesn't really matter to me. And in a way it does, but at the same time, maybe I shouldn't say that. It's okay. I'm not gonna say it doesn't matter. That's like saying you don't care about your fans. Cause I ain't saying that. I guess what I'm saying, I'm more so finding or figuring out now, like the way I guess structurally I wanna do stuff. And I wanna not just crack jokes, not just show up, but show up with something to say. And I want my points. I hope my points aren't lost. And I hope the things that I say resonate. Um, but I really want to educate people. I really want people to have a better understanding when it comes to the stuff that I talk about, whether that's all things mental health related, whether that's God, whether that's affirmations, whether that's whatever that is. Um, But I really want people to be informed and gain knowledge and crack jokes and laugh and this feel like you kicking it with your homegirl or your sister, um, or even your boo, if that were the case. But what I'm saying is this should feel like home. It should feel like a safe space. And I don't want anybody to feel I ain't gonna say what I y'all know I love y'all. I ain't gotta say I don't want y'all to feel no type of way. Cause if you here, you here. And it's all love and all the things. But in the spirit of it being 2026, it came up. In the spirit of it being 2026, I wanted to bring some books into conversation. Um, and we need to be reading more. I don't start there. We all need to be reading a lot more. It's a lot of time spent scrolling. It's not a lot of time spent It's not enough. I feel like it's a lot of political discussions. It's a lot of rage baiting. It's a lot of people that are just everybody doing their thing. But I feel like we need to be generating and like really read more. And I think I said in the last episode, like it's not necessarily a reading crisis, a mental health crisis. Sometimes it's not. I'm not saying that we're not going through like a certain shift societally. I'm not necessarily speaking for the masses, but in my opinion, sometimes it's just a matter of literally picking up a book, teaching your kids to pick books up, like incorporating things into your life, like books, so that you can expand your mind, raise your frequency, connect to yourself, connect to God, connect to the world around you, and you get. It's like I talked about if back in slavery days, they knew if they got the head, if they get you in your mind, it's like if you got a slave in their mind, they're trapped. And to me, the parallel or similarity is if you get something in your head, if you educate yourself, knowledge can never be taken away from you. Right? Like you get something in your mind, you get an idea in your mind. Where is it going? Who's gonna rob you? And it's funny because not to pivot too much, but in the movie Inception, shout out to Christopher Nolan. Shout out to all the greats, including, people like Michael B. Jordan and people that's doing all the things, people that's in alignment and doing what they do. But in terms of cinema, in terms of quality and film and cinematography and all that and how things are layered, Inception, that talks about ideas and how ideas can be planted and how your subconscious can really construct the physical reality that you manifest. Your subconscious, because the things that are rooted way down deep, your subconscious are ultimately shaping your reality. And one of the things that Leonardo DiCaprio said, or I think posed a question to somebody in the movie, and I think the question was he asked somebody, what is the most insidious or what is the most um infectious like thing? And he said an idea. In so many words, ideas are powerful. Ideas cannot be taken from you. Ideas are what blossom into seeds. They blossom into things. You get an idea, your wheels can turn. And when you start to understand that what you take in and the things that you read and the things that you listen to and the people that you talk to and the things that you eat, it's like Maya Angelou said, words, negative words they make up the paint and they make up the foundation of your home. They take over and they are ultimately what shapes your reality. So when I talk about ideas and I talk about how important it is to gain knowledge, it is important because it's going to determine your reality. You clicking, this clicking. You understand what I'm saying. You need to expand your mind. You cannot sit all day. You cannot sit all day scrolling and ruminating and wasting time and wondering what's going to happen and when is the rapture going to happen and who the Black Hebrew Israelites and all the things. I understand everybody. Do your thing, 21. I'm not judging anybody, but I am saying that if y'all want to keep talking about mental health crisis, you want to keep talking about all that who coming up with the solutions? Who's actually like really trying to like shake and make some stuff happen? And I can tell that it ain't some of y'all because of all of the negativity and the things that I'm seeing. Y'all know the stuff. Y'all know. And I'm just at a point now. I'm not finna try to I'm mm, mm. I just want better for us as a society. I really want it. I really want it bad for Black people. I really want it bad for us. I really, really do. I really, really do. I want a lot of things for black people, for black men. I think the reason that some of y'all, I'm it's just a lack of knowledge. It's just people not reading, people not taking accountability, and because you not educating yourself and you not reflecting, it shows. So if nothing else, I mean, start with it starts with an idea, and you have to start feeding your mind the things that you want. What is it that you want to see? Is it a relationship? Is it a job? Like whatever it is that you want in life, you should be doing things that add to that. And I feel like I've gotten off topic, but that's okay because that's okay. So some of the books that I have, from Mark Manson to um, Deepak Chopra to Eckhart Tolle to Renee Bryan. Renee Bryan. Um, I think different books. I think it's important to collect books. I'm gonna start with that. I feel like you can never have too many books. It's like, man, I think books are my favorite thing. Music and books. And I think it's just the fact of knowing, like, it's so much of life that is uncovered. And I love books because they take me away. It's like why journaling is so cool, because I can create with I can take my ideas and curate them, and I can speak, and they become what I said. So with ideas, with books, it allows you an escape. Same way that social media allows you an escape. It's just a digital reality. It's not, it doesn't give mental clarity. Books do. It doesn't add necessarily to the quality of your life. Books do. It does not allow you to really self-assess and take accountability for the things that may be out of whack. But books do. I don't know. I do know actually. It's just time out. It's time to get serious. And books such as, for example, Mark Manson, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a The Subtle Art of Not Giving a. This book is really important. And somebody recommended me this book. And we was having a conversation. Me and we was having a conversation, and um I was stressed out because I used to really let like stuff like stress me several lives ago. And he was telling me, I just kept coming to this person telling him, like, man, it was, I don't know what was going on, but I was just really frustrated. And over a series of venting sessions, he told me, like, you need to get this book, because he was trying to tell me for a long time, like, you need to stop thinking about this. You need to let that go. And you know how he's just, we super cool. And as a girl, you have guy friends, really platonic friends. Your bros, like to me, I'm girl's girl. I'm not the girl's girl. I'm like the homie girl, whatever. So the way me and guys talk, they have a way of talking to me. I have a way of talking to them. And the way I was told to, you know what I'm saying, the way the advice was given to me, but the point was, this is one of the best books I could have ever picked up, because people say therapy showed me how to open up. It also showed me I don't give a the 2 time jumping out. People really don't understand the art. It's an art to not caring. It is an art to not giving about the stuff that you can't control. It is above you. And when you get it in your mind, it's always gonna be somebody that don't like you. It's always gonna be something that ain't gonna work. Death is inevitable. It's always gonna be something that you gonna have to it's always gonna be something you gonna have to accept. It's always gonna be somebody that's gonna piss you off. But I'm gonna tell you, a positive thought is 100 times more powerful than a negative one. An affirmative statement is thousands of times more impactful than a negative one. It's why words are so powerful. It's why wisdom and knowledge is so powerful. You use wisdom, you take You take what you know and articulate it into words. You speak words of truth. And this book is super cool because when you start to stop caring about what they think, when you stop caring about what they think, I promise you, you're going to shoot into the stratosphere because it ain't going to matter to you because what they think don't matter. Picture this. You trying to teach my dad when I was little drove back when picture me rolling in my 500 Benz. Back when Tupac was really like peak. I used to really just he had a love for cars. And picture you got a love for something. He real good with cars. Real good with cars. Like no cars to the point where he's just no cars. And picture him asking somebody, picture somebody picture him going to somebody that's into killing roaches. And he goes to them and he trying to ask them how to go about like starting a business or go about this or that. And the person that's exterminating roaches, oh man, you can't do that. Who is you to think you can do that? Blase Splee. Who it is? Like, what type of is you? Who the think the all this? But the gargling gag, you handling spray bottles. You spraying corners of living rooms. You can't tell me how to run a business. You can't tell me how to sell a company. You can't tell me what it is to have a Roth. You can't tell me what it is to do. You can't tell me and you can't have an opinion about it. So when I talk about not caring, when I talk about when it talks about the art of not giving I promise you, you'll excel. Example, I've had a lot of people try to convince me that the way in which I displayed or showcased or whatever it was that I would post, whatever it is that people would see that they wouldn't resonate with, that just like my emotions is getting stomped on. But when it is something that was advantageous to them or whatever, or it's my emotions getting stumped on, I feel like when my emotions got stumped on, when I cared more about what people thought than I cared about or even considered my own thoughts. When I thought about my thoughts and I cast my thoughts down because I didn't want somebody else, I wanted to be accepted. I wanted to be liked. I wanted people to like me. And that's okay because that's several lives ago, but that's something that ain't uncommon. Everybody want people to like them. Look at Amanda Seales said that with an interview she did with Yamanika Saunders. Look at how many people are obsessed with getting likes. But that's the gargling gag. It ain't never gonna be enough people to like you. It ain't never gonna be enough people to tell you that you should start a business. It ain't never gonna be enough people to tell you your worth. Because how are you gonna expect them to tell you anything? How are you gonna expect to live a life caring about what everybody think? And it's crazy because what the are we doing? Where is the plot? And have we missed it? Because why is everybody so concerned? It's just it's time out. Something else my dad would say. It's just time out. So that's that. Now, other books that I just began to really like, man, I go to the bookstore and if I see a book and I keep seeing it, if I don't get it and I keep seeing it, I'm gonna eventually I'm gonna eventually buy it. And there's certain books that really certain books that when I think about them or I tap into them or even like glance them, they just spark something in me. And there's certain books that I read a lot of books. I read a variety of books. You got example, physics. Y'all ain't know your girl was a scholar. It's gonna be I'm not gonna run my credentials, but your girl's a scholar. Physics. I like physics because I like to know I like intricacies. I like details. I like knowing how the universe works. I like understanding how frequencies work. I like understanding the things that are unseen, the things that are universal laws that people, the brain is slow and people are slower. So physics is not something that you are super smart or dumb if you do or don't know. But I have a big understanding. I just I have a I have a buffet size appetite for life. I deserve it all. I really, really, really want to learn and take in. I want to be somebody literally 2 ears, one mouth. I pray all the time. I tell God, listen, if I don't have the words, if I'm not going to say the right thing, close my mouth. Cierra la boca is what they say in Spanish. Cierra la boca. Close my lips. Because I would rather not have the ability to say nothing than to say something and it be detrimental to what makes up my reality. The words in my house. See how I twat? You see what I did there? Wrap that back around. It's important. And it's not, again, it ain't about, that's important to me. It ain't about you ain't less of a person. It don't matter. This is my vibe. This is my vibe. I said this to say I like a variety of different types of books. And I just like understanding all the universe, like all that life has to offer. And life is much bigger than I think we see sometimes. But that is back to what I said about books. You have to feed your mind. If you didn't have an awareness or a knowledge, or if you weren't aware, if you don't know, you don't know. But so maybe nobody has said this, and that's all right because I had to learn, and I'm still learning. But what I'm saying is educate yourself. It doesn't have to be this. It can be nonfiction. It could be romance. It can be Asada Shakur. It could be Tupac. It could be it could be Stalin. It could be the Roman Empire. It could be a deep dive into different diasporas. Like what I'm saying is just expand your mind. Books like The Power of Imagination. Now, it is Neville Goddard Treasury, or it's just I think they just call him Neville. The Power of Imagination is pretty. I mean, it's aesthetically sounding. It just sounds good, and I got it because it jumped out, and I got it honestly because this book was $22, and that's another thing. Shout out to Barnes and Noble. Shout out to Second and Charles. Shout out to Audible, Prime, anybody else. Um, Publishing companies from Penguin House to etc. etc. I love books. I love skimming them, and I love educating and learning about stuff that maybe can change my vantage point. And when I think about stuff like The Power of Imagination, I want to know how powerful my imagination is. Did you get it? You get that? Did you catch it? For real. Because how powerful am I? How divine is my mind? I be spitting hot fire. I be spitting hot fire like Dylon Dylon. The power of imagination, I mean genuinely. The divine mind is you. Your mind. Your divinity. We all have it. And I jokingly said it wasn't a joke. It wasn't nothing funny about it. Um Let me go back. Losing my train of thoughts. I gotta cut the jokes. I gotta stop. Anyway, so power of imagination. Oh, Jesus. Power of imagination. I want to expand my mind. I think we all should. In books like this, I mean, you get out of your head and you are literally not just a physical body. You can't see your face. You can look at it and see it in the mirror. Can't see your face. You can see, and you gotta wonder sometimes, like, I don't know, man. I just think I don't really know how to describe it. I just have a real big appetite for life and learning. And part of it is because I've been in school so long that it's become like routine almost to study. And that's why I said If you ain't into physics, you ain't into statistics or organic chemistry, that's cool. But you need to be educating yourself with something. So that's a good one. Burnout. This one is New York Times bestseller. Burnout. The secret. Wait. The secret to unlocking the stress cycle. It's called Burnout. Emily Nagasaki and Amelia Nagasaki. So, PhD holders. This book, I kept seeing it. I couldn't go back to Barnes and Noble again without getting this book because I kept seeing it. It's only a whopping $17. But this book, it kept jumping out on me because I kept thinking about the burnout I've been experiencing. Maybe I shouldn't say that. But I think we all experiencing some level of burnout. Um, so this is just I feel like gonna be a good read because somebody please tell me what in tarnation be going on and how do it be going on? Why do I be so motivated but so exasperated? Another one we got, oh Jesus help. The Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Joseph Murphy. Need I say more? I love knowing about, if you know who Freud was, I'm that type of like I'm not I love I love learning about the subconscious. It's probably my favorite thing. And again, shout out to Christopher Nolan in the movie Inception because that is all to do with the subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind can literally, man, this is one of my favorite things. And this I feel like I haven't necessarily cracked it, but I skim books when I pick them up. And this one, I know it's gonna be a good one. Miracle working powers of your subconscious mind existed before you and I were born, before any church or world existed. The great eternal truths and principles of life antedate. Hold up. Pause. Da 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 da. Hold up. Let me go back. Everyone's desires, health, happiness, security, peace of mind, true expression. Everyone desires health, happiness, security, peace of mind, true expression, but many fail to achieve clearly defined results. A university professor admitted to me, I know that if I changed my mental pattern and redirected my emotional life, my ulcers would not occur. But I do not have any technique, process, or modus operandi. My mind wanders back and forth on my many problems. I feel frustrated, defeated, and unhappy. By practicing the health modalities outlined in this book, he became whole and perfect. The miracle working powers of your subconscious mind existed before you and I were born. Before any church or world existed, the great eternal truths and principles of life antedate all religions. It is with these thoughts in mind that I urge you in the following chapters to lay hold of this wonderful, magical, transforming power which will bind up mental and physical wounds, proclaim liberty to the fear-ridden mind, and liberate you completely from the limitations of poverty, failure, misery, lack, and frustration. All you have to do is unite mentally and emotionally with the goods you wish to embody, and the creative powers of your subconscious mind will respond accordingly. Begin now, today. Let wonders happen in your life. Keep giving on until the day breaks and shadows flee away. Bars. I ain't even. That's what chapter is that? That ain't even chapter 2. So yeah, another one. How to win. How to win friends and influence people. Let me tell y'all something. Anything with Dale Carnegie, anything with Napoleon Hill, anything with Thomas Stanley, anything with Rick Rubin. And I think Rick Rubin only got this. The only one I know about Rick. The Creative Act. I got this because, oh my God, something about this book, the feel, the texture, the weight of the book, the texture, all of the things. I love books, and this one has been popping out at me for months. I've wanted it for a while. I finally got it a couple days ago. This one, like I said, the creative act. Rick Rubin. Don't this book just like a shot the point? So yeah, this is another good one. I feel like it's gonna be The Millionaire Next Door. Let me tell y'all something. There's a millionaire living next door to you. Number one personal finance bestseller. Y'all want some money? You got dreams? You got goals? Well, right here is where it starts with knowledge. And when people talk about stuff like this, I think it's important to listen. Because if you got somebody like a Dale Carnegie, you got somebody like a Warren Buffett, you got somebody who has been around generational, generational, and it's not just, it's, you got to just learn how to really like, man, y'all better pick some books up. Pick some books up. Because books like this will expand your pockets. It'll expand your thinking, your patterns. It'll expand the way that you perceive life. It'll expand the way that your finances look. Words of affirmation, things that, not words of affirmation. Well, yeah, not just words of affirmation, some books, but other books literally can break down, just break stuff down and make you think. The surprising secrets of America's wealth with a new blah 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 blah. Efficiency is one of the most important components of wealth accumulation. Simply, people who become wealthy allocate their time, energy, and money in ways consistent with enhancing their net worth. Although both although both prodigious accumulators and under accumulators of wealth state similar goals about achieving wealth, these groups have completely different orientations when it comes to how much time they actually spend on wealth building activities. Time, energy, and money. Yeah. So your time is your own. No, 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 no. Give me these mugs for me. How to Win Friends and Influence People. The only book you will need to lead to success in your life. Like I said, shout out to Greg Carnegie. Shout out to Napoleon Hill, Deepak Chopra, Eckhart Tolle, the greats. Um, How to Win Friends and Influence People is said to be a really good book, and it's said to be one of the like highest grossing selling like self help books around like 1982. When I think maybe it's 1982, maybe it's before that, maybe it's before that. But from what I have skimmed, I'm looking forward to diving deeper and more into it because How to Win Friends and Influence People. Come on now. I mean, certain that's like a house, that's like something people, that's like a household saying from what I've read and understand so far. But with that, um, I don't know. I don't know. I don't want what was I about to say? I think what I was gonna say. I want people to feel as though they are getting advice and not criticism. I don't have a leg to stand on or a soapbox that I don't have a leg to stand on or a soapbox that would hold my thickness to try to hold anybody under a microscope or a magnifying glass and make anybody feel anything less than, you know what I mean, whatever. But I do hope that, man, I'm hoping that what I'm saying is thick. And I really, 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 really want I want people to just get into a new position. And I ain't talking about work. I ain't talking about your girlfriend. I ain't talking mentally, spiritually. What is your posture? Like literally for real. Like where are you? Where are you going? What are you feeding yourself? Like, and those are all things that I feel like are important to consider. Those are all things that I feel like some of us are avoiding Some of us are in patterns. Some of us are just stuck. And that's all right. Because I promise you, we all being tested. Don't none of us know what we doing. Everybody peaking when they peak. Everybody trying to figure it out. Everybody is doing the same thing, which is just trying to get through life. And with that, again, I don't want this to be criticism. I don't want this to be none of that. I just crack jokes and I have a dark, cynical, positive, optimistic sense of humor. But I really hope that I hope y'all taking the time out to take notes. And I just hope that we can all grow together. It's like I said in episode 10, episode 9, episode 10, 9, maybe 10, where I just want to continue to evolve. So I would never suggest or like try to be the best. Do this. Da da. No, like do what you can. Show up how you can, but feed yourself, feed yourself. And like feed yourself things that add to you. Ideas. I think y'all get what I'm saying. I think I'm saying it. Sometimes I feel like sorry, I pivot in my mind and I be having okay. Yeah. Cause I kinda wanted to talk about another book, but I don't want to overload y'all. So I gave y'all pretty much, I think, a lot to think about. How to win friends and how to win friends and influence people, and the Millionaire Next Door, the Four Agreements. This is the Mastery of Love. I didn't get a chance to even get to this, but also the Subtle Art. So I think that's it. I'm gonna leave y'all with that to think about. So hope y'all good. This has been another episode of my show. Whoop whoop. Thank y'all for being here. Thank y'all so much. Thank y'all so much. Yeah, just taking it in. Cause let me tell y'all, if you made it to the end, I was watching episode 4, Chris X, and I distinctly remember the hypochondriac level panic that I was experiencing when I was trying to record the first episode, and I remember doing it so scared, terrified, 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 panic, like the panic I felt at wondering, dang, I don't have a plan. I don't know what they're gonna say. I don't know how it's gonna go. I don't know what I'm gonna do. What if it flop? What if it don't work? What if they don't like it? What if I suck? What if it's not good? What if I don't get this done? What if I can't? What if I stop? Nigga. Ooh, it always be something. It always be something that tickle me. But y'all get used to seeing my face, cause when I'm getting calls to do when the Breakfast Club called me, when doing these podcasts, when Mona called me, when people get to calling me and y'all gotta see me for real on different stations and whatever, this is what you gonna get. But till then, in the meantime, catch me every Wednesday. I'm lit. I'm so happy. And listing all that stuff out loud that I just said. Saying that out loud just made me realize, ooh, I've been living life crazy. But on that note, so I'm bust out laughing again. Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode. This has been Divine Mind Podcast, and I'm sitting here just thank y'all so much for tuning in. Thank y'all so much for following along and kicking it with me. So until next time, love, peace, chicken grease, all the things. Y'all be good, stay easy, and keep your hearts pure. So yeah, do the Jeopardy theme music. Good night, good morning, whatever time you watching this. I'll talk to y'all later.